Okay, there's a lot of videos on this obviously already. I'm not gonna drag this on too long, but Chrono Shields are a band-aid fix to a problem that they've created, which is that all the accounts created, start in bronze and work their way up. So you're gonna have a lot of people who are creating Smurf or alt accounts, and with the lack of placement matches, you get a lot of people who are legitimately bronze, silver, and gold that probably feel like their game experience is being ruined by all the people creating those alternate and Smurf accounts, and that's fair. Um, but the solution to that, I don't think, is Chrono Shield cards. It's to try and find some way to get those players out of those ranks quicker, right? That could be done through a variety of ways. Placement matches is definitely one of them. um, I think also like having performance based SR only up to a certain rank might be okay because you can generally hard carry a lot of those games in lower elo. And then past that, it needs to be determined, I think, based off of like wins. Um, but yeah, I think that this is just sort of a band-aid solution to the problem, but also the big problem is not just alt accounts and stuff like that, but players need to understand why they lost and how they can do better for losses to not be frustrating. And this is sort of like the problem that all hero based shooters have always had, and all sort of team based games as well, is that, it's not super obvious as to why you lost some games. So your default instinct is to blame your teammates because you don't understand. And there's no section in the game that teaches you actually how to play. And this is, the tutorial is just sort of like me. I can't even remember it, but I'm sure it just walks you through like, a couple of characters' abilities and stuff like that. But if you've seen my breakdowns and my videos, you understand that it's just like, hey, here's how you position in a fight. Here's the push and pull of the fight. Here's what an off angle is, and those types of concepts. And those types of concepts you can only find by going to YouTube. And to me, if I was a developer, I'd be looking at that and saying, okay, what can we provide in game that would help teach and educate those players who are in the lower elo as to how to play properly and how to play efficiently, right? How to teach them to use natural cover, how to teach them to understand how to stabilize and, play around their team, how to teach them, what off angling is and stuff like that. Like to me, that would make the experience for the player so much better because then they wouldn't need something to negate losses. Losses wouldn't feel as painful. It'd be easy to understand, oh, I died, I lost because of the fact that I misplayed my positioning. I misused my resources, right? And this is a core fundamental of game design, right? Game design is all about making sure that you design an experience in which the player blames themselves and they don't blame the game or something else. And that's the reason why, like, I make videos for you guys, right? Like, years of working as a game developer has helped me understand of like, oh, here's the thing that's lacking in these games. And I would love to see that in Marvel Rivals. I'd love to see that in Overwatch. Like to me, that was a missed opportunity for Overwatch, where they're developing this PVE. I'm like, oh, PVE doesn't just have to be a fun experience. You could legitimately teach people how to play the game better and teach them those core fundamentals in a safe environment like PVE, and then they could take those things and not even realize that they're taking those same lessons and applying them then to the PvP setting. Um, and to me, it's just I see games, hero-based shooters, just miss this opportunity over and over and over again. And Chrono Shields is another one of those things where I'm like, you're missing the point. Like you're missing the opportunity here. And yeah, like it's a band-aid fix to a problem that they've themselves have created. But at the same time, no system is perfect. No team is perfect. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. This isn't a reason to like boycott the game or stop playing. Like I still enjoy the fun interactions and outplaying people in Marvel Rivals. It's just a decision I disagree with, but I hope that I hope they implement some of the other things I've talked about. Placement matches or some sort of way to educate the players. And if they don't, then I'll just keep making videos and keep helping you guys out. The best I can. But yeah, I think that's all I really got to say. Like, I am all for teaching players how to play the game, helping them understand how they can improve and do better. Because to me, that is what makes games more enjoyable. I'm super passionate about game design, which is the reason why like all my videos are sort of designed around or created around the idea of teaching you and helping you understand why you lost. So that way the experience is more fun. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how things go. But hey, at least we get a cool costume coin. So it's not all bad, I guess. But yeah, let's just wait and see what the devs have to say to this one. But but yeah, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on the matter.